Now in the past, we've done a ton of desk setups here on the channel, and you guys have absolutely loved them all. Here's what we have for 2023. No wires, no distractions, clean, futuristic. The complete opposite of the game room. Which, by the way, you guys will see a video on that one here as well pretty soon because everything's changed. Now our theme for this setup kept a mix between gray, dark, and silver, which makes accent lighting a breeze to work with when you're setting up your LEDs and changing them. The wall also gives you a beautiful look in the dark when you have certain themes that you're going for. More on that later because I know you guys are going to have questions about this. Starting on the left side of the desk, we have my Rode NTG5 microphone that is connected to a phantom power source under the table, which then runs to my camera as my primary microphone in this setup. I've used a ton over the years, and this one is one of my favorites. The microphone is supported by a Wave Mic Arm LP from Elgato that also doubles as a nice stand for my headset when it's not in use. My headset of choice for this setup is one that keeps the aesthetic going rather nicely. Here we have the AI TMA2's Studio Wireless. These are some of the best sounding headphones that I've ever used. They could be a bit louder, but when it comes to music and video production, they're absolutely fantastic. But there's more. They are completely modular, super comfortable, and also offer lossless audio technology thanks to its receiver, which you can pair for lossless audio if you don't decide to take that Bluetooth route. In the back left, we have an actual plant for some aesthetic, right next to this wooden iPad stand from GroveMade. Which, by the way, I got you guys a coupon code from GroveMade that I will leave linked down below for you guys, along with everything else you'll see in this video. We have a ton of stuff from GroveMade, thanks to them. They sent it over and also gave you guys this coupon code. So shout out to them. I will have everything linked down below for you guys. But that was the first of many GroveMade products in this particular setup, so I thought I should mention it. Coming to the middle of the desk, we have this gray wool felt desk pad, also from GroveMade, that matches the iPad stand that we just covered. It feels really good, and it is a must if you are looking to protect your desk. Now getting into our keyboard of choice, we have the MX keys from Logitech. This is the advanced model with that black and gray colorway to keep that color aesthetic going. Mouse of choice, MX Master 3S with the gray and black colorway as well to keep everything nice and streamlined. Now this is probably my favorite and the favorite mouse of most creators out in today's market when it comes to everyday workflow. Outside of this, obviously you see your typical gaming mouse, Glorious Model O Wireless, and pretty much everything else that you've seen on the channel here in the past. Now the second gen version of the Glorious Model O Wireless came out a few weeks ago and I have been testing it out. The biggest gripe I had with the original was the battery life, which this one fixed. But it also introduced a few other problems, so we'll see that in a video here shortly as well. For jotting down notes, we have my favorite pad, also provided from GroveMade. Now this one does come in a few sizes, and I went with the small size, but it also comes in a slim and medium with a few different color options. Super useful and clean, while at the same time offers refillable sheets. Its partner in crime is this black pen with maple stand that comes with ink refills. This is one of the smoothest pens I've ever used, and it feels absolutely amazing. Now for time management, we have my favorite digital timer you guys have seen for years here on the channel. The same one I picked up originally on Amazon and have set in pretty much every one of my setups. Right next to that, we have the new Samsung T7 Shield 4TB portable SSD. Now I love this thing. It's way more durable than any portable SSD we've ever checked out in the past. Even though it's not as fast as my X5 Thunderbolt, it holds way more storage, doesn't get hot, has speeds of up to 1000 for its read and write, along with its shield that provides dust and water resistance. So I have this here, and if I need to take my workflow somewhere else, this is what I used. Now let's get into the primary tech that powers this setup. We have my 16-inch M2 Max, which we reviewed a few weeks ago, that sits in this beautiful stand from Satechi that looks super clean and it's adjustable. Out of all the stands I feel like that are out there, this one stands out the most. The M2 Max is then connected to my Sony a7 IV, which I'm using to film this video, along with the 14mm 1.4 G Master lens. Now I'm using OBS to record some of this video, so in this instance, to connect my Sony to my MacBook, I'm using the Elgato 4K Cam Link to transmit that image through OBS. However, some of the new Sony cameras that are coming out here pretty soon, such as the Sony ZV-E1, which is specifically targeting vloggers and content creators, you're able to actually bypass the Elgato Cam Link and connect your camera directly to your laptop. Now you can do it now through USB-C with this Sony a7 IV, but you only get 4K 15 FPS, which it just lags all over the place. It doesn't look natural. With the new cameras, you're able to go ahead and use 4K 30 by just connecting your camera directly to OBS, which, by the way, you guys know 4K 30 is the correct frame rate. Aside from the 4TB Samsung T7 Shield and the 2TB I have on my M2 Max, my main storage option for this setup is this Pro G drive from SanDisk. That is super expensive, but at the same time very fast. And it's a 7.68TB G drive, which is by far the fastest storage option when it comes to speed for Thunderbolt technology as of right now for something at this size. Now they do also offer storage solutions up to 36 terabytes, I believe, if not more, for much cheaper depending on what size you choose. But those are like 10 times slower than this one when it comes to transfer speeds. Next up, we have my favorite part of this setup that brings everything together. This Samsung OLED G8 is one of the sickest displays I've ever seen. It looks way better than any Apple display, while also sporting a 175Hz refresh rate for gaming with a 0.03 millisecond response time. Not to mention, it's paper thin and it has its own built-in LEDs. It also charges my M2 Max while using the same USB port for the display. So you only have one cable going from the display to your laptop. It's also a smart TV that comes in with a remote, and it also has a game bar just like what we saw on the Samsung Arc 55-inch that we did review a few months ago. The remote also gives you quick access to some of your favorite apps at the push of a button. Let me know if you guys want to see a full-on review of this display. I feel like I can talk about it for days. It's absolutely amazing. Smaller version of the Samsung Arc that we checked out a few months ago. This one is definitely worth its price point. Very color accurate, deep blacks, looks absolutely amazing, especially if you're a gamer or content creator. For LEDs and lighting, we have the Philips Hue bar, which syncs with all of my other Hue lighting, as well as these two light stands from Govee, which are priced better than anything I've seen out in the market when it comes to LED lighting for your setup. Now, for the wall. These tiles are rather expensive. They look amazing and I think are around 70 bucks for a pack of 12. They are 20 by 20 for size and feel super smooth. These have the diamond shape engineered into them, but they also have a few other designs. Now they are heavier than most, so you will need some decent double-sided tape. Now the only problem with this is the double-sided tape used to hold these up will rip your wall off. So keep that in mind. You've been warned. Is it worth the look? Absolutely. Just know that when you do take these down, your wall's coming off. Most of it. Mostly drywall. You've been warned. Now for our desk, we have this beautiful sit-stand desk from IKEA along with the GT Racing Ace M1 for my chair that we reviewed years ago. I remember specifically this chair being sent to me for a review where we stacked this thing up against my Secret Lab Titan, which was like 400 bucks. This chair was $170, more than half the price, and it's still like brand new. But unfortunately, I don't think they make this one anymore because they've upgraded that line to the Ace S1, which I will leave a link down below for you guys, along with pretty much everything else that you saw in today's episode. If you want to see more, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DetroitFury, and if you enjoy this content, please make sure you smash that like button for me, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next episode. Peace.